Merry Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Eve 2024. I just finished the rebuild on the 2003 Tacoma. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. No editing, guys. I didn't went ahead and change my clothes because we're not done. That's how dirty I am. So I got the engine completed yesterday. Everything came in great. Spent all day installing it. This is a 03 Tacoma 3RZ 4-banger automatic. Had a blown head gasket. Cylinder was removed. Found out that the cylinder was also cracked. We went ahead and put a whole new cylinder head. OEM Toyota gasket. OSK timing belt overhaul. Excuse me. New water pump. New thermostats. All new accessory belt. AC power steering. Alternator belts. The power steering was removed, so we went ahead and put new ATF in the power steering. All new coolant. I'm using Xerox Asian coolant. This is like the pink reddish one. Also valve cover gasket, new spark plugs. Went ahead and replaced 3 of the coil packs because they were cracked. So we went ahead and got 3 new Denso. One of them looks like it was an aftermarket one, so it was still decent, so I kept it here. I installed it on cylinder 1 because it's easily accessible. So in the future, if it does go out, the owner can just replace it really easy. We also did fuel injectors. We sent the fuel injectors out to Injector Master. They went ahead and rebuilt them. They found out that one of the injector was aftermarket and it wasn't performing as good as the other 3 OEM one. So we went ahead and purchased a new OEM injector from partsource.com, and that thing was about 200 bucks just for one. Super expensive 3RZ injectors. We put new gasket, intake, manifold gasket, all that fun stuff. And yeah, we're ready to start it up. The battery's been on a trickle charger for the last couple days. Like I say, this has been about a 2-week project because we just been waiting for parts. Battery's around 12 volts right now, 12.8. So we should have a good start. I'm gonna go ahead and open the garage. We'll start it up. And like I said, guys, safety first. Whenever you do these kind of first start, have a flashlight with you. Start looking for leaks, oil leak, coolant leak, and most important, fuel leak. Those are the 3 important things you want to look for. And also have a fire extinguisher next to you. So let's go ahead and do this. The exhaust, the muffler fell off from the mid pipe, so it might be a little bit loud. I think it was pretty rusted already. I'm gonna crawl down there real quick and check it out, but for the most part we should be able to still start it up. So let's go ahead and do this. First start, 2003 Tacoma. Commencing first start. Sounds amazing, besides a little bit exhaust noise, but the engine itself sounds really nice. No ticking, no engine knock. It's a bit smoking, but that's okay. That's the gasket. Yeah, the exhaust donut gasket from the downpipe, it always smokes because it's all fresh. So we'll let it, check it out. We'll go ahead and let it bleed. The heater's on right now. I'm gonna go ahead and check the voltage, make sure the alternator is working. We should have 14 volts if it's good. Volts. Man, she sounds great. or coolant leak, so that's a good sign. So far, so good. I let it idle for about 5-10 minutes and then went ahead and shut it off. Power steering fluid was low, so went ahead and topped that off. I went ahead and bled the system, so just turn your wheel left to right, left to right. Coolant looks pretty good. It took most of it. Heater's blowing nice and hot. Temperature is nice and cool, or not overheating on the engine. So I'm gonna go ahead and close up the radiator, top off the reservoir, and then take it for a little drive. It had a high idle. It was around like maybe 1300, 1200 RPM. So I want to take it for a drive and see if that high idle goes down. Pretty sure there's no vacuum leaks or nothing like that, but we want to make sure we work out any of the any little small issue that might need to be addressed. So let's go ahead and close her up and take it for a drive. I just got back from driving around the neighborhood. Took it for a few spin, nothing crazy, just up to like 15 miles an hour. It drives pretty good, but it does have a high idle. So even though it's fully warmed up, it was idling around almost 17 to almost 1800 RPM, which is really, really odd. I'm gonna have to go ahead and just look at everything again. I doubt there's any vacuum leaks. I don't think there's vacuum leaks. So I don't know what it could be, but we'll go ahead and start troubleshooting that and make sure that we get that idle back to how it is and go from there. So for the most part, I'm just gonna let it cool down for about 10-15 minutes. We'll go ahead and check the oil again and check the power steering fluid and make sure everything's topped off, and hopefully we can find out what this high idle issue is. Good morning, everyone. It's the next day after we did the first start on the 3RZ, so we ended up with the high idle idling around 1700-1800. When I did this install, my fault, but I didn't clean the throttle body. I just went ahead and installed it the way it was. So today I'm like, shoot, it's probably the throttle body. So here it is. I had the throttle body open, pretty gunked up. I'm gonna clean the throttle body, and then I'm gonna clean the IAC as well. I don't have a gasket for the IAC. It's also Christmas, so I might have to try to get a gasket tomorrow. But I noticed something, that even though, so he's fully closed right now, you guys can see it's fully closed, but if you force it, it's like a small, you guys hear that? So that's small enough to, I don't know, I'm gonna clean it. This right here, you guys see this, that piece right here? Look at right here. I have to really force it, and it shouldn't be like that. So I'm gonna clean it. But I think that's our reason why it's high idling. So if you guys look right there, you guys see that shiny part right there? It's really hard to get on camera. Shoot. Right there, you guys see that? So look what happened when I force it. See how it shuts? That right there, see that? So it's relaxed right now, and when I force the throttle to close, that small play right there, I think it might be that. So let me go ahead and clean this first, and then we'll go from there. But I think it's something right here, something with this diaphragm. I got the IAC open, and it's not super gunked up. It's not as gunked up as the actual throttle body. So I think the culprit lies in the throttle body, but we're gonna go ahead and give this throttle body a fully clean up. I'm gonna use my brass brush and open it up, clean it, spray it with brake cleaner, and just get it as clean as possible, because I think the throttle body is not closing all the way. So I think that's where our problem is. I got everything put back together. Throttle body was definitely a little bit dirty. Well, I hope that it solves the culprit. Let's go ahead and give it a first start. Idling high because it's a morning start, but let's let it warm up and see what happens. She sounds good though, engine wise, no ticking, no knocking. All the fluids are good. This cone filter is pretty dirty, but I'll let the owner replace the K&N air filter here. It's pretty dirty, it needs to be washed, but I'm not gonna do that. Only 2 vacuum lines that go to the intake. This one and the fuel regulator. And then you have all your EGR, so they're all plugged in. So I know it's not vacuum leaks. So even if I force this throttle body down, it doesn't make a difference. Yeah, so no difference there. So hopefully the IAC, cleaning the IAC and the throttle body made a difference. I'll take it for a little quick spin to warm it up faster. And then we'll see how it goes. I'm in reverse right now. I didn't know that there's a windshield wiper fluid level, so that's the level fluid, probably out of fluid. Take it for a little quick spin around the block here so that I can warm up faster. Heater works good and all. Heater's already hot. The backlight for this gauge here was dead. So yesterday when I was driving it at nighttime, I couldn't even see all my gauges besides that blinking seatbelt and that windshield fluid light. Got it up to temperature, you can see right here. So yesterday it was around the second mark below the number 2, which is around 1700. So it definitely dropped down a little bit, but it's still idling high. Regular idle is usually around 800 to 900, no more than 900. So I want this to be under 1,000. Oh, there it goes. We might have fixed it. So I want it a little bit lower. So maybe that did help it. Okay, so that's normal now, guys. So I like that. Yes, I like that right there. Okay. So now we are fully warmed up. Okay, let me take it for another spin and see how it reacts. Might be sticky throttle plates. But there we have it, guys. That 3RZ is running good. We cleaned the throttle body IAC and it's idling fine. Sounds amazing, runs good. I got it up to 40 miles an hour. And you can see here, it's idling fine, which is what we want right there. Just under 1,000 at fully warmed up. It's not super high rev. There it is. I'll go ahead and we just need to install the hood. Install the 2 skid plate down below. And it should be ready to go to its new owner, or to its owner. That's it right there, 3RZ top-end full overhaul with the new head as well. Like I say, the owner's gonna put a new bumper on it. He has a new bumper, or a used new bumper. And then he's also gonna fix it up a little bit, and then he's probably just gonna seal it. The exhaust fell off right here. Right there. So he's probably gonna put a new muffler as well. And he's gonna fix that tail light, and then he told me he's just gonna sell it because he doesn't really need this vehicle anymore. Here he went ahead and bought a new vehicle when this one broke down. Overall, that's pretty much it. Has a lot of surface rust, but for the most part, still pretty good. So that's it for the 2003 Tacoma overhaul. Hope you guys enjoyed this series. We're gonna go ahead and move on to some 3-4 projects.